Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. So, yesterday when I was reading out from Chaitanya Charitamrita, did I share the screen?
No, Prabhuji.
No. Okay. Hmm. So, let me. Hmm. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So yeah, we'll continue to meditate on the upcoming Rath Yatra for, yeah, as I think Part Prabhu was mentioning, yeah, Adivas. As part of that, there is this cleaning the temple, Gundicha Mandir, and the inner meaning of that is actually cleaning our heart. How do we clean our heart? By engaging in service. And what kind of service? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, um, when he was uh, in Gundicha Mandir, he was enacting this wonderful Leela. And I think we covered till 20 Jagmohana area and then place where. Okay, we'll read from 120 and then go to 222. नाटशाला द्विला चत्वारा प्राङ्गणं पाकशाला आदिकरे करिला प्रक्षालना. In this way, the meeting place was washed. The entire yard, the raised sitting places, the kitchen, and every other room. Mandirera chaturdik prakshalana kailam sabahantah pura bhala mate doyaila. Thus, all places around the temple were thoroughly washed within and without. He nakale gaudiya eka subuddhi sarala prabhura charanaya yuge dilagata jala. After everything was thoroughly washed, a Vaishnava from Bengal was very intelligent and simply came and poured water on the lotus feet of the Lord. से जललना आपने पान कैला ताहा देखी प्रभुरा मने दुखा रोषा हैला. The Gaudiya Vaishnava then took that water and drank it himself. Seeing that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt a little unhappy and was also outwardly angry. यद्यपि गोसानि तारे हनाचे संतोषम धर्म संस्थापन लागी अबाहिरे maharosha. Although the Lord was certainly satisfied with him, he became angry externally in order to establish the etiquette of religious principles. शिक्षा लागी स्वरूपे डाकी कहिला तान्हारे हे देख तुम्हारा गौड़ियारा व्यवहारे. Then the Lord then called for Swarupa Damar and told him, just see the behavior of your Bengali Vaishnava. Ishvara mandire mora pada doyaila se jala apanilana pana kaila. This person from Bengal has washed my feet within the temple of the personality of Godhead. Not only that, but he has drunk the water himself. By the way, this is very important. Sometimes we may know or don't know, but we may want to offer obeisances to Vaishnavas in the temple in front of the Lord when the altar is open. which is actually an offense. In the temple, the only one and only one who is going to get the um, all respects uh, and obeisances is unto the Lord. ए अपराधे मोरा काहन हबे गति तुम्हारा गौड़िया करे एते का पैजटी. I now do not know what my destination is because of this offense. Indeed, your Bengali Vaishnava has greatly implicated me. Okay, so now in the purport, Prabhupada says it is significant that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Swarup Damodar Goswami, the Bengali Vaishnava was your Gaudiya Vaishnava. This means that all Gaudiya Vaishnavas who are followers of Chaitanya cult are subordinate to Swarupa Damodar Goswami. The Parampara system is very strictly observed by Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal secretary was Swarup Damodar Goswami. The next group of devotees were the Shed Goswamis, then Kaviraj Goswami. It is necessary to observe the Parampara system of the Chaitanya cult. There are many offenses one can commit while serving the Lord, and these are described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Hari Bhakti Vilas, and other books. According to the rules and regulations, no one should accept obeisances in the temple of the Lord before the deity, nor is it proper for a devotee to offer obeisances and touch the feet of the spiritual master before the deity. This is considered an offense. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was personally the Supreme Personality of God, and therefore it was not actually offensive to wash his lotus feet in the temple. However, because he was playing the part of Acharya, the Lord considered himself an ordinary human being. He also wanted to give instructions to ordinary human beings. The point is that even though one plays the part of a spiritual master, he should not accept obeisances or permit a disciple to wash his feet before the deity. This is a matter of etiquette. Hmm. तबे स्वरूप गुसानी तारा घाड़े हाथ दिया ढेका मारे पुरीरा बहिरा रखी लेना लना. At this point, Swarup Damodar Goswami caught the Gaudiya Vaishnava by the neck and giving him a little push, ejected him from the Gaudiya Puri temple and made him stay outside. Puna asi prabhupaya karila vinaya agnya aparada kshama karite yuyaya. After Swarup Damodar Goswami returned within the temple, he requested Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to excuse that innocent person. तबे महाप्रभु रमने संतोष हैला सारी करी दुई पासे सबारे वसाइला. After this incident, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very satisfied. He then asked all of the devotees to sit down in two lines on both sides. आपने वसिया माझे आपनार हाते तृणकांकर कुटा लागिला कुटाइते. The Lord then personally sat down in the middle and picked up all kinds of straws, grains of sand, and dirty things. Kekata kudaya saba ekatra kariba yara alpatara tane pitapana laiba. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was picking up the straws and grains of sand, he said, I shall gather everyone's collection and I shall ask whoever has collected less than all the others to pay a fine of sweet cakes and sweet rice. Emata sabapuri karila sodanam Sitala nirmala kaila yena nija manam. In this way, all the quarters of Gundicha temple were completely cleansed and cleared. All quarters were cool and spotless, like one cleansed and pacified mind. Pranalika chadi yadi pani vihaila nutana nadi yena samudre milila. When the water from the different rooms was finally let out through the halls, it appeared as if new rivers were rushing out to meet the waters of the ocean. हेमता पुरद्वार आगे पथ यथा सकल सोदिला ताहा के वर्णिबे कथा. Outside the gateway of the temple, all the roads were also cleansed, and no one could tell exactly how this was done. Hmm. So this Gundicha Marjanam is happening in the Gundicha temple. Prabhupada writes in commenting on the cleansing of the Gundicha temple, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as the world leader, was personally giving instruction on how one should receive Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, within one's cleansed and pacified heart. If one wants to see Krishna seated in his heart, he must first cleanse the heart, as prescribed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Sikshashtakam. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Hmm. In this age, everyone's heart is especially unclean, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hridi antastohi avadrani. To wash away all dirt through a things accumulated within the heart, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised everyone to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. The first result will be that the heart is cleansed. Chetodarpana Marjanam. And then Srimad Bhagavatam 1 to 17 confirms Shrinvatam Swakatha Krishnam Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridantasto hi Abhadrane Vidhunoti Suhrat Satam. Hmm. So what happens? Cleanses desire for material enjoyment. Hmm? Srinavatam Swakatha Krishnam. Always relish the Katha of the Lord. From the heart of the devotee who relishes his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So, if a devotee at all wants to cleanse his heart, he must chant and hear the glories of the Lord Sri Krishna. Srinvata Swakata Krishna. This is a simple process. Krishna himself will help cleanse the heart because he is already seated there. Krishna wants to continue living within the heart, and the Lord wants to give directions, but one has to keep his heart as clean as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept the Gundicha temple. The devotee therefore has to cleanse his heart just as the Lord cleansed the Gundicha temple. In this way, one can be pacified and enriched in devotional service. If the heart is filled with straw, grasses of sand, weeds, or dust, Anyabhilashita, Anyabhilashita Purna, one cannot enthrone the Supreme Personality of Godhead there. The heart must be cleansed of all material motives brought about through fruitive work, speculative knowledge, and mystic yoga. Hmm. Hey, with this purport goes further, and Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Samsara Vishanale Diva Nishi Hiya Jwale Judaite Na Kainu Upaya. In other words, endeavor for material opulence is against the principle of devotional service. Material enjoyment includes activities such as great sacrifices for auspicious activity, charity, austerity, elevation to higher planetary systems, and even living happily within the material world. So, yeah, here it is mentioned material enjoyment includes activities such as great sacrifices, great yajnas. Yajnas for what? For auspicious activity, charity, austerity, elevation to higher planetary system. This should not be the motive because that is yajnas performed in karma kanda. Hmm? This purport, as said, is long and it gives is covering about everything, literally. And to give us practical instructions, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cleansed the temple twice. His second cleansing was more thorough. The idea was to throw away all the stumbling blocks on the path of devotional service. He cleansed the temple with firm conviction, as is evident from his using his own personal garments for cleaning. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to see personally that the temple was thoroughly cleansed to the standard of clean marble. Clean marble gives a cooling effect. Devotional service means attaining peace from all disturbances caused by material contamination. In other words, it is the process by which the mind is cooled, the mind can be pacified and thoroughly cleansed when one no longer desires anything but devotional service. Yeah, this goes, as I said, the purport itself is going longer. Nrsimha Mandira Bhitara Bahira Shodila Shaneka Vishramakari Nritya Arambila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also cleansed the Nrsimha temple inside and outside. Finally, he rested a few minutes and then began dancing. Purport. The Nrsimha temple is a nice temple just outside the Gundicha temple. In this temple, there is a great festival on the day of Narsimha Chaturdasi. There is also a Narsimha temple at Navadvipa where the same festival is observed as described by Murari Gupta in his book Chaitanya Charita. चारिदिके भक्तगण करेना कीर्तना मध्य नृत्य करेना प्रभु मत्त सिंह समा. All around Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees performed congregational chanting. The Lord, just like a maddened lion, danced in the middle. Svedakamba Vaivarnyashru Pulaka Hunkara Nijanga Dhui Age Chale Ashrudhara. As usual, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced, there were perspiration, trembling, fading, tears, jubilation, and roaring. Indeed, the tears from his eyes washed his body and those before him. Charidike Bhakta Anga Kaila Prakshalana Shravanera Meghayena Kare Varishana. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed the bodies of all the devotees with the tears from his eyes. The tears poured like the rains in the month of Shravana. Maha Ucha Sankirtane Akasa Bharila Prabhura Uddhanda Nritye Bhumi Kampa Haila. The sky was filled with great and loud chanting of Sankirtan, and the earth shook like the jumping and dancing of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Swarupera Uchagana Prabhure Sada Bhaya Anande Uddanda Nritya Kare Gaura Raya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always liked the loud chanting of Swarup Damodar. Therefore, when Swarup Damodar sang, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced and jumped high in jubilation. हे मता कथा क्षण नृत्य ये करिया विश्राम करिला प्रभु समय भुजिया. The Lord thus chanted and danced for some time. Finally, understanding the circumstances, he stopped. Acharya Gosanira Putra Sri Gopal Nama Nritya Karite Tanre Agnya Dila Gaura Dhama. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then ordered Sri Gopal, the son of Advaita Acharya, to dance. प्रेमावेश नृत्य करी हैला मूर्छिते अचेतनहना तेन्ह पडिला भूमिते. While dancing in ecstatic love, Sri Gopala fainted and fell to the ground unconscious. Aste vyaste acharya tanre kaila kole swasa rahita dekhi acharya haila vikale. When Sri Gopal fainted, Advaita Acharya hastily took him up on his lap. Seeing that he was not breathing, he became very much agitated. Nrsimhera mantra padi amare jala chanti punkarera shabde brahmanda yaya pati. Advaita Acharya and others began to chant the holy name of Lord Nrsimha and sprinkle water. The roaring of the chant was so loud that it seemed to shake the entire universe. अनेक करिला तबु न हया चेतना आचार्य कांदेना कांदे सबा भक्तगण. When the boy did not regain consciousness for after some time, Advaita Acharya and other devotees began to cry. तबे महाप्रभु तांड्र बुके हस्त दिला उठाह गोपाल बलि उच्छैश्वरे कहिला. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu placed his hand on the chest of Sri Gopala and said loudly, Gopal, stand up. Sunite Gopalera Haila Chetana Hari Bali Nritya Kare Sarva Bhakta Gana. As soon as Gopal heard the voice of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he immediately came to his senses. All the devotees then began to dance, chanting the holy name of Hari. Yailila Varniyachena दास वृंदावन अथैव संक्षेपकरी करीलुन वर्णन. This incident has been described in detail by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Therefore, I have described it only in brief. Purport. It is a matter of etiquette. Hmm. If a previous Acharya has already written about something, there is no need to repeat it for personal sense gratification or to outdo the previous Acharya. Unless there is some definite improvement, one should not repeat. तबे महाप्रभु क्षणिक विश्राम करिया स्नान करी ब्यारे गेला भक्त गण लाना. After taking rest, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees departed to their paths. तीरे उथि परे न प्रभु शुष्क वसन नृसिंह देवे नमस्करी गेला उपवना. After bathing, the Lord stood on the bank of the lake and put on dry garments. After offering obeisances to Lord Nrsimha Deva, whose temple was nearby, the Lord entered a garden. उद्याने विशिला प्रभु भक्त गणलना तबे वाणी नाथ आइला महाप्रसाद लना. In the garden, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down with other devotees. Vani Natha Rai then came and brought all kinds of Mahaprasadam. काशी मिश्र तुलसी पडिचा द्विजन पंचशत लोकयता करये भोजन तथा अन्न पिठा पिठा पान सब पाठैला देखी महाप्रभुरा मने संतोषा हईला. Kashi Mishra and Tulsi and the superintendent of the temple brought as much prasadam as 500 men could eat. Seeing the large quantity of prasadam, which consisted of rice, cake, sweet rice, and a variety of vegetables, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very satisfied. Puri Gosani Mahaprabhu, Bharati Brahmananda, Advaita Acharya Ara Prabhu Nityananda. Among the devotees present with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were Paramananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharati, Advaita Acharya and Nityananda. Acharya Ratna, Acharya Nidhi, Srivasa Gadadhara, Sankara Nandanacharya, Ara Raghava Vakreshwara. So Acharya Ratna, Acharya Nidhi, Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, Shankara, Nandanacharya, Raghava Pandit, and Vakreshwara were also present. Prabhu Agnya Pana Vaise Apane Sarvabhauma Pindara Upare Prabhu Vaishe Lana Bhaktagana. Receiving the permission of Lord, Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya sat down. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all devotees sat on raised wooden seats. Taratale, Taratale Kari Anukrama Udyana Bhari Vaishya Bhakta Karite Bhojana. In this way, all the devotees sat down to take their lunch in consecutive lines, one beside the other. Haridasa Bali Prabhu Dhake Gane Gana Ghana Dure Rahi Haridasa Kare Nivedana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was repeatedly calling Haridas, Haridas, and at the time Haridas, standing at a distance, spoke as follows. Bhakta Sange Prabhu Karuna Prasada Angikara Ye Sange Vasite Yogya Nahi Muni Chara. Haridas Thakur said, let Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu take his lunch with the devotees. Since I am abominable, I cannot sit down among you. पाछे मोरे प्रसाद गोविंद दिवे बहिर्द्वारे मन जानी प्रभु पुनः ना बलिला तांरे. Govinda, will you give me prasadam later outside the door? Understanding his mind, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not call him again. Swarupa Gosani Jagadananda Damodara Kashishwara Gopinatha Vaninatha Sankara परिवेशना करे ताहान ए सात जना मध्य मध्य हरिध्वनि करे भक्त गणा. So all these great personalities and the devotees chanted the holy name at its intervals. Pulina Bhojana Krishna Purve Yaiche Kaila Selila Mahaprabhura Mane Smrti Haila. Lord Sri Krishna had previously taken his lunch in the forest, and that very pastime was remembered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. यद्यपि प्रेमावयसे प्रभु हैलास अस्थिर समय भुजिया प्रभु हैला किचु धीरा. Just by remembering the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was agitated by ecstatic love. But considering the time and circumstances, he remained somewhat patient. प्रभु कहे मोर देहा लाप्रा व्यंजने पीठा पाना अमृता गुटिका देह भक्त गणे. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "You can give me the ordinary vegetable known as lafra vyanjana, and you may deliver to all the devotees better preparations like cakes, sweet rice, and amrita gutika." So, purport: Lafra Vyanjana is a combination of several green vegetables all mixed together. It is often mixed with rice and delivered to poor men. Amrita Gutika is a preparation of thick puri mixed with condensed milk. It is also known as Amrita Rasavali. सर्वज्ञ प्रभु जाने न यान रे ये भाया तान रे तारे से दोयाय स्वरूप द्वाराय. Since Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is omniscient, he knew what types of preparations each person liked. He therefore had Swarup Damodar deliver these preparations to each devotee to his full satisfaction. We go further. Distribution. And all this section is about food. Bhojana, Karena. So, okay. Kahan Bhattacharya Purva Jada Vyavahara Kahane Paramananda Karaha Vichara. After serving the Bhattacharya with first class prasadam, Gopinath Acharya said, "Just consider what the Bhattacharya's previous mundane behavior was. Just consider how at present he is enjoying transcendental bliss." Hmm. Okay. Just selecting few verses. भक्त महिमा बाढ़ेते भक्ते सुख दीते महाप्रभु विना अन्य नाहि त्रिजट गते. Thus there is no one within the three worlds save from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is always so willing to increase the glories of the devotees and give them association. So in this purport Prabhupada writes, in this regard one should consult the discussion between Kapila Deva and Devahuti on the subject matter of the devotional service in the third canto. तबे प्रभु प्रत्येके सब भक्तेर नामलन पिठापान धियो याले prasada kariya. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took all the remnants of food offered to Jagannatha, such as cakes and sweet rice, and distributed them to all the other devotees, calling them individually. Advaita Nityananda Vashya Chena Ekathani Duijane Krida Kalaha Lagila Tathai. Sri Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu sat side by side, and when prasadam was being distributed, they engaged in a type of mock fighting. अद्वैत कहे अद्वै अवधू तेरा संगे एक पंक्ति भोजन करिलोन न जानी हबे कौन गति. First Advaita Acharya said, "I am sitting in line with an unknown mendicant, and because I am eating with him, I do not know what kind of destination is waiting for me." Anyway, this Leela is going more in this direction of what happens after the Gundicha marjan. Obviously, after such a cleaning process, the heart is cleansed and suitable for service. And similarly, after the whole Gundicha marjanam, what is happening is all the devotees are feasting. This is, of course, feasting Jagannath Mahaprasad. And in this way, according to the Shastras, there is no discrepancy in a sannyasi's eating at another's house. But for a householder Brahmana, this kind of eating is faulty. Okay, there's some reference again here about the etiquettes. And I go almost to there is this one verse, uh, 20, which is again still going on. Okay, so गुंडीचा मार्जन लीला संक्षेपे कहिला यहाँ देखी सुनी पापीरा पापीरा कृष्ण भक्ति हैला. I have briefly described the pastimes of Lord in washing and cleansing the Gundicha temple. By seeing or hearing these pastimes, even sinful men can awaken their Krishna consciousness. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Yaras Asa Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I Krishnadas narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Hare Krishna. Okay, so more to tune. We are just close to the celebrating of Ratha Yatra. Of course, um, whoever is coming, able to come with kids definitely anyway will have a great time. What about elders? They'll also have great time because we are discussing about these confidential and relishable pastimes of the Lord. We're talking about Jagannath Ji, we are talking about Kaunithai. So that way we can make our yeah uh, life blissful and yeah, definitely blissful. Hare Krishna. Hmm. Okay.